and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and on today's program, we will get all the details about the Quincy Farmers Market Winter Market at the South Shore YMCA. First, though, we check out the weather and the news for you this morning. Currently in Quincy, we've got a mix of sun and clouds out there. It's 36 degrees right now. Could see a flurry flying around this afternoon. Temperatures right about where they are in the mid to upper 30s. Just cloudy tonight and seasonable. Low tonight right around freezing at 32 degrees. A little bit warmer tomorrow, more clouds. Highs tomorrow into the lower 40s. Could be a little messy here again on Wednesday. Could be a mix bag of rain and snow on Wednesday with highs climbing into the low 40s by the afternoon. And then chilly on Thursday, sun and clouds, but a high barely 30 degrees on Thursday, but there is another warm-up heading into next weekend. Right now, cloudy, 36 degrees here in Quincy. In the news today, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch is now the longest-serving mayor in the city's history. Koch took the oath of office during inauguration ceremonies at City Hall this morning. Speaking on this program back on Friday, the mayor said one of his main priorities continues to be the redevelopment of Quincy Center.
You know, my wife always says to me, "You talk too much about the downtown. You know, talk about other things."
Okay.
Well, we've done Quincy High, we've done Central, we've done the new Southwest. Yep. We're working on Squantum. We're doing seawalls, we're doing roads, we're doing pipes. So every neighborhood's being touched in many ways. Downtown gets talked about more often because I'm asked about it probably more often. But in that vein, along with your question there, to get the downtown further along, I think we're probably a quarter of the way in. I hope that that we're 2/3 through in the next few years. I think the medical center, the hotel, the garage, some more residential building. It's my hope that all those will be open by the end of this next term. Of course, hopefully the Squantum School will be well underway, and a lot of other things happening throughout the city. The General's Bridge. As soon as we have a date targeted on that, had a chance to sit with General Dunford for lunch recently, and he's now in his retirement after being chair of the Joint Chiefs, and we talked about the bridge and how I'm going to need his help a little bit for some guidance and protocol, and
for dedication.
for the dedication purposes. So as soon as I get a better number or timetable with MassDOT, then we'll begin planning, because that's going to be a major event that will rival the Hancock Adams Common dedication.
Okay.
There'll be people flying from all over the country to come in to honor Dunford, to honor McConville, Sullivan, Sweeney. The whole bunch of them.
Now, today, the mayor proposed a new 15-story building at the current site of the Monroe Building in Quincy Center to serve as a new home for Quincy College and for city offices. The mayor says the current so-called glass building would then be torn down to make room for a performing arts center. The mayor says the idea is still preliminary. However, he is hopeful for support from the city council. The MBTA is pledging to continue making improvements to that troubled system in the new year. In a video produced by the T at the end of December, General Manager Steve Poftak said he is committed to making the system the best it can be.
We learned some important lessons from our customers, that we need to be constantly communicating with them, that we need to have clear, accurate signage, and that we need to plan diversions that folks can understand. And we'll be bringing those improvements into 2020. I just want to say thank you to our riders and to the entire team at the MBTA who made this program possible for 2019. We are really looking forward to doing the Safety Investment and Capital Acceleration Program for 2020 and building a better team.
T was plagued by a series of issues in 2019, including that Red Line train derailment at the JFK UMass station back in June that caused delays on the system for over 3 months. Quincy man has been charged with armed assault with intent to murder after police say he shot another man in the eye with a high-powered pellet gun. 49-year-old Dennis Baker is charged with shooting the 33-year-old man during an altercation at his Nelson Street apartment complex on New Year's Day. Police say they arrested Baker in his apartment and recovered the gun in the grass under the window of his apartment. The victim was being treated for a serious injury at Mass General Hospital. 34-year-old Christina Miller from Peabody was also arrested that day and charged with interfering with a police officer. Both suspects were arraigned in Quincy district courts. 22 new officers have been sworn in at the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office. Over 200 people gathered recently at Archbishop Williams High School for the ceremony, where Sheriff Jerry McDermott welcomed the new academy graduates as they took the oath of office and received their badges. The new officers include 18 men and 4 women who've completed 400 hours of training over 10 weeks. McDermott says this latest class is the most diverse in recent history. He told the new officers that they're joining an agency that's committed to corrections and believes in second chances. Norfolk County Register of Deeds Bill O'Donnell is extending his thanks for another successful food drive over the holidays. O'Donnell says the food drive marked the 14th year of collecting and distributing food and toiletries to some of the neediest pantries throughout the county. Donations included pasta and soups, cereals, canned vegetables, and household products. O'Donnell noted that although the holidays are over, the need for those donations continues. Project Bread recently reported that 1 out of 11 households in Massachusetts are considered food insecure, including 46,000 residents in Norfolk County. Now that you're up to date with weather and news, let's check out our programming lineup for you for later on today here on Quincy Access Television. And it'll start with a replay of this program currently in Quincy at 5 o'clock. Then at 6, currently in Quincy, the interviews. We feature the Kennedy Center Director Tom Clasby. Another currently in Quincy, the interviews at 6:30 with the new interim president of Quincy College. Faces of South Asia at 7 o'clock. Topic tonight, sustainability. At 7:30, In the Know with Norfolk County Sheriff Jerry McDermott. Today's inauguration of Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch and the City Council at 8 o'clock tonight on Channel 8. Then we go on the road with Jazzy Bill, Episode 2 tonight at 9. 10 o'clock and at the library concerts. Tonight it's Women in World Jazz. And Democracy Now! At 11 o'clock. You can watch Channel 9 every day and learn about Quincy City Department's different committee activities. We'll start at 5:30 with Quincy in Focus. Six o'clock, it's Crime Watch. Quincy Police Lieutenant Dan Minton, and the topic, staying safe at fitness centers. Conscious choking is the topic on FYI from the Quincy Health Department at 6:30 this evening on Channel 9. Then at 7 o'clock, Veterans Corner, it's Episode 6. Today's inauguration ceremony, replayed tonight at 8 o'clock on Channel 9. And find out what's happening at your library for the month of January at 9 o'clock.
Welcome to At Your Library.
Then at 10:15, an At the Library concert featuring the Quincy and North Quincy combined choirs. Get a complete program schedule to our website. You go at qatv.org. When you get there, click on Program Schedule. And as always, we like to ask you to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Check out our weekly ad, too, in the Quincy Sun. Coming up, we take a look at a few of the current events and activities being featured on our electronic bulletin board on Channel 8 for your information. Please stay tuned. We're back with you in just 1 minute. Welcome back. Here is a check of some of the current events and activities we're showing on our electronic bulletin board on Channel 8 for your information. Volunteers are needed to deliver Meals on Wheels during the winter storms for South Shore Elder Services. If you've got a vehicle and you don't mind a little snow, call 781-848-3910, extension 430 to become a storm trooper. They need daily drivers as well. Volunteers also needed at Interfaith Social Services here in Quincy. There are opportunities available in their food pantry, in the thrift shop, and even at the front desk. Contact Paula Daniels at 617-773-6203, extension 28, or you can email her at that address on your screen for all the information. The Bar Association of Norfolk County is providing free assistance for people who are dealing with the Section 35 portion of the law regarding substance abuse. Call the helpline at 844-843-6221 or send them an email, helpus@massbar.org. And Quincy's only LGBT group, providing networking and social events throughout the year. Visit meetup.com/LGBT Quincy Meetup, or you can send an email to Frank Rubino at that address on your screen for more information. And if you've got an event or an activity you'd like to promote, visit our website at qatv.org. Download a bulletin board request form. Just fill it out and send it in. Get that message up here on Channel 8 too. Coming up, we sit down with Janet Little of the Quincy Farmers Market and learn about the new winter market. That's next. Welcome back. For the first time ever, the Quincy Farmers Market is open in the winter. And they have an indoor location at the South Shore YMCA on Coddington Street. And Janet Little, the director, has stopped on by to tell us all about this great new development in the market, Janet.
Yeah, well, the Y invited the Quincy Farmers Market to have a winter market at the YMCA at 79 Coddington Street in Quincy. And we jumped at the opportunity.
I bet.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Has it ever happened before, do you know, in the market's history?
Well, we had an outdoor winter market one season, but it was cold and it wasn't very well attended. So there's only 2 vendors.
Oh, okay.
So
Wow.
eggs and Freitas Farm. But this one, we have a dozen vendors.
That's fantastic.
Half of them, 2/3 of them are agricultural vendors, which a farmer's market is predominantly an agricultural event. So that's a really good ratio. And half of the vendors are new.
How about that? So
Yeah.
they weren't at the summer market.
They weren't at the summer
just here for the
market,
winter
yeah.
market.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So Freitas Farm is the produce farm
Yes.
that is at the market.
Yes.
And every week they bring an array of winter vegetables, apples, squashes, radishes, potatoes, onions, and they also bring some greens, spinach and arugula and mesclun. One of the new vendors that we have is the New England Fishmonger.
Oh.
And it's a 3-fleet organization that fishes out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
And they're the real thing. They fish with hook and line.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they go out and whatever they catch, they bring.
Okay.
And the people that are selling you the fish are actually the people that work the boat.
See, that is a true farmer's
Yeah,
market
yeah.
setup. It really
Yeah.
is, because you're talking to the actual producers of,
That's
of
right.
whatever the commodity happens to be. Yeah.
And
Wow.
the Quincy Farmers Market is a producer-only market.
Okay.
We've allowed fish in the past
Yeah.
because, a lot of it is caught locally, some of it isn't when they buy it from a distributor. But these people only bring what they catch.
Okay.
So last week all they had was scallops
Okay.
because that's what they were catching.
Yeah.
The week before that they had cod, and the week before that they weren't there because they had some trouble with their ship, with their one of their boats, so
Yeah.
they couldn't get out. But they've brought cod and haddock and hake and fluke.
Okay.
And I'd never had fluke. It's really a delicious fish.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
What's nice about them is they really are into sustainability, because when you fish with hook, you don't sweep the bottom
There's
of
no
the ocean.
collateral damage, basically,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
It's you're going after just what you want
Yeah.
and nothing else. Yeah. And you get to talk to them too about that experience
Yeah.
and about what actually is happening, off our coast, and talk about fresh. I mean, how does it get any fresher?
It
than
doesn't
that?
get any
Yeah.
fresher. They also bring dehydrated skin for your dogs.
No kidding. Oh, really?
It's a byproduct that
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
And my niece's dog loves it. She goes wild. He goes wild when I bring it to his house.
All right. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to attend the summer market as well. So I'm really excited about that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the market itself, as I recall, was it 37 years now? Is there something like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're going into our 38th season.
Okay.
come the summer.
Come the summertime, yeah.
And another new vendor that's there is a grass-fed beef farmer from Stony Creek in Swansea, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Erin Babbitt is her name, and she has a herd of cattle. As well, she raises, she doesn't raise, she boards horses as well, so you can go there and learn to ride if you want as
Neat.
well. But she brings beef every week to the market.
Okay, all right.
So it's another new addition, and I'm pretty sure she's going to join us for the summer as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
How did these folks find out about the winter market here in Quincy?
Well, you know, it was actually through networking.
Oh,
Some
okay.
of the some of the people that attend the summer market told them about the Quincy Farmers Market.
Yeah.
That's how the fishmonger came.
Okay.
Golden Rule Honey was
Yep.
in at SOA Market and was right next to the fishmonger.
Oh, all right.
And said, you guys
They
ought to
started
go to the
talking.
Quincy Market. And they were looking for a Friday market.
Okay.
So
that worked
they
out.
called me up, and they're coming. And Stony Creek, same thing with Shenana Candies. He was the chocolate vendor that was at the farmer who lives down that way. They were at a market together, and he said, you ought to try the Quincy Farmers Market.
Okay.
So she called me up.
So still the best form of advertising is word of
Yeah,
mouth. Yeah.
right, yeah.
And I would think, too, that over the wintertime, they're looking for places to sell their products, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
they're-
not as many markets in the winters.
Yeah.
And most people they always say, why don't you have the market on a Saturday or a Sunday?
Yeah.
But these vendors are already committed.
Yeah.
You know, you can only do so many Saturday and Sunday markets.
Right, yeah, they've
And
got-
so they were really excited to have the opportunity to do a Friday market.
That's fantastic. Now, is it all through the winter, Janet, or is it?
It goes until Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, every
okay.
Friday from 11:30 to 3
Oh, to
until
3.
Valentine's Day.
Okay, so a little bit shorter than the pageant field hours.
Yeah, it was 11, I think 11 weeks
Okay.
we decided on. And, you know, I mean, we could go longer next year if it's well
Right.
attended and people want to, but we thought we'd start, you know, just a little shorter.
Yeah. How's it been going so far?
Well, obviously we'd like more attendance.
Of course. Well,
but-
that's hopefully
yeah,
we're helping
yeah.
you that with that this
Yeah,
morning.
Come
yeah.
on down.
Yeah.
But the vendors, the people that are coming are supporting it well.
That's great.
So that's good news.
Yeah. Well, maybe word of mouth that way too. You
Yeah.
know, folks
Well,
who are using
that's
it.
how people find out.
Sure.
We have some posters around the town, and we do some Facebook advertising, and I send out a newsletter every week. But most people find out about a farmer's market from someone who's
Just tell them
you know,
about
tell
it.
them, or
Yeah.
they see the signs outside as they
Right.
ride by.
Yeah. So actually, let's talk about exactly. You know, it's in the Y, inside the Y, right?
Yes,
So
yeah.
where actually does it happen?
When you go in, before you get to the circulation desk,
Yep.
there's a community room to the right.
Yes.
And so you just go in the door and go to the right,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's in that room.
Right in that room. Okay, so they have a dedicated space.
Yep.
You don't have to be a member of the Y, right?
No,
Okay.
the public's welcome. In fact, the Y would love you to come down and take a tour
Oh, all
while
right.
you're there. They're
Okay.
giving out free passes to anyone that would like to visit the Y as
Okay.
well.
Well,
We have them at the desk at the farmer's market. but-
Okay, well that's good to know. I know that they're really trying to reach out into the community too at the Y. With things like this, it would seem
Yeah.
like a perfect fit,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, this is a good fit because, you know, they have the farm down in Hanover
Yes.
with the garden and
At the
the
Emerson
summer
branch.
camps and
right.
things. So it is a good fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fantastic is that? Wow. Anything coming up in the spring and / summer next year that you can tell us about, or actually this year now?
Yeah. Well, not really.
Staying at Pageant,
Yeah.
staying at
I mean,
Pageant Field, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so that's the game plan as far
Okay.
as I know. I have had a few people contact me already to join the summer market,
Okay.
but I haven't solidified anything, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But the old regulars will be back, that's
Okay.
for sure. Stillman's will be there and Freitas will be there as the farmers. And also at the winter market, that's an agricultural vendor, is Mike's Farm. He does the farm fresh eggs.
Oh, okay.
And we have a new salt vendor.
Salt?
Salt, yeah.
Really?
They have garlic-infused salts, and they season it with like rosemary or lemon or jalapeno.
Huh.
They have a Thanksgiving Day seasoning, and it's really delightful salt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it locally produced, locally
Yeah,
mined?
it's locally. Yeah,
Really?
it is. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We also have microgreens at the market.
Okay, that is a big, big burgeoning market right
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah.
I know that the market in Boston has got a whole section dedicated to that.
So Mao Nugent called me up in last spring actually,
Yeah.
and wanted to join the farmers market. She grows her own microgreens in Braintree.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Can't get much more local than that.
No, it's local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking it's just a great collaboration. The Y is promoting, healthy minds, healthy bodies, healthy spirits.
Yeah.
And I mean, what better way to at least feed the healthy body is through the farmers market.
Yeah.
Will they have a Hanover location too, do you know, at some points? Does Hanover have a farmers market that they might bring in-house? At the
I don't
Hanover
think
branch?
Hanover has
No?
a farmers
Oh, okay.
market. I've not, we visit all the farmers markets, that are regionally convenient.
Yeah.
And I don't think Hanover has one.
Aha,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Pembroke does.
okay.
And Marshfield has one.
Okay.
But I don't think Hanover has one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a chance for expansion there, perhaps.
Yeah.
But the winter market, is just great. When you don't think about winter, you don't think about farmers market. But as you mentioned, there's all the root vegetables that are still good. Apples store really well, in
Yeah.
cool locations over the winter time.
And they're growing greens in greenhouses.
Right.
So, I mean, you can produce some greens over
Yes.
the season.
Any maple syrup left over from your maple syrup vendor, or is that
Yeah,
pretty?
no, he's in, actually, Ian is in Florida right now.
Oh, sure.
He goes to Florida and does the Florida market
Oh, all right.
scene through the winter. And then
Okay.
he comes back in March to when the trees start, the sap starts running.
Okay. I can't say as I blame him.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But the honey people are there, the
They're
Golden
there.
Rule honey. Laurie's there with her honey.
Okay.
So you can come down and get some honey if you want.
You mentioned Freitas. Have they been there from the start? I know
Yeah,
they have been. huh?
Freitas is an original farmer, David Freitas.
Yeah.
The father who he passed away
Right,
last year, but
yeah.
and then his son Scott, and now Bianca attends the market. But Bianca's been with the farm for 20 years or so.
She was just young when she started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great to see, actually. I mean, that 37 years at one location, that's dedication. Because they go
Yeah.
out from Middleborough.
Yeah, and Stillman's comes from
The western
gosh.
part of the state, I think, right? Out New Braintree area?
New Braintree.
Yeah.
New Braintree. Yeah.
So that's quite a hike.
Yeah.
So-
I think the original farmers market started with a dozen small farmers, and these are the two that survived.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And it's expanded now. How about, say, crafters and vendors, anything like that at the market?
Well, we have a new baker,
Okay.
Frank Scucina, I think it is
Okay.
Italian. He's an Italian baker. He does mostly cookies and biscottis
Mm.
and cakes, and he's very talented. He's run gourmet restaurants and done fine dining, and now he's just focusing on desserts.
Nice.
Yeah. And we also have Maria's Bakery. She's a Mexican woman who lives in Quincy, and
Oh.
she brings Mexican breads,
Okay.
which are sweets.
Interesting. Okay.
But she also does bring a couple of different kinds of bread as well.
Fun. Now, is there entertainment like you had at the summer market?
No. You can talk to me.
That can be
I'm
entertaining.
the entertainment, I guess. Yeah.
No, but I know you had arts and crafts and music all the time up at the Pageant Field location. Doesn't really conducive to
No,
the, yeah.
not in this situation. We do have Ponderosa alpaca people that are coming back to the market.
Okay.
She has alpacas down in Middleborough, and she'll be there with her wool products.
Oh, I was going to say she's going to bring an alpaca
Yeah,
up to the Y.
no. That would be cool, though.
A little ride around the parking lot?
Yeah, they're very gentle animals. If
Yes.
you've ever been around them, you can walk right up to them. And
Yeah.
Just don't try to hold them down, because
No.
then they'll kick you. But
Right.
they're really.
They're gentle until a point.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there room for more vendors?
Yes, we could fit another half a dozen
Oh,
or
you
so
could?
more. Yes,
Okay.
6 or 8 more, sure.
All right. Just contact you to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone's interested, it's janet.little@comcast.net.
Okay. All right.
Give
And
me an email.
do they have to commit, right to February 14th, or is it just at their
No, they
availability?
could come for once a week.
Okay.
I mean, they can come just one day if they want, but
Right.
there is there is a requirement of liability insurance.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So,
Just to keep that in mind if
Yeah.
that's what you want to do, to see if it's going to be worth your while or not. But, good for it's kind of a groundbreaking moment for the market. You must be very proud.
yeah, no, it's time to have a winter market.
Yeah.
People have been wanting one for a while now, and Quincy's big enough, and we've been around long enough, and markets are popular enough now that
Sure.
it's good to have a year-round market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Congratulations on that. That's a great accomplishment for the new year, I think, and
Yeah.
we look forward to the new 38th season.
Yeah. Well, let's thank the Y because they made it happen.
Well, that's very good. You do need a location.
Yeah, I know,
that's
exactly.
true. Is it weather dependent when the Y is closed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the criteria.
Yeah. Let's hope
But
that-
there's plenty of parking.
Oh,
so
yes.
Which that's another thing that's necessary if you're going to have a market.
Sure.
Y is a good location for that as
Yeah.
well.
Let's hope we don't have any weather issues for sure. So great to see you. Thanks so much for coming over, Janet.
Oh, sure, my pleasure.
And good luck with the winter market.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Just enough time, speaking of the weather, to recap the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Kind of what you see is what you get. Clouds, maybe some sunny breaks, maybe a flurry too. Highs in the upper 30s this afternoon. Quiet this evening, down to around freezing. A little warmer tomorrow, more clouds with a high 41. Some more messy weather possible on Wednesday, and then a chilly day here on Thursday. Thanks again to Janet Little for joining us from the Quincy Farmers Market Winter Market. Thanks to our crew, and thank you for watching. Friday at 11:30, Robert Pearson's here from the Norfolk County RSVP program on another edition of Currently in Quincy. We will see you then.